What's happening, guys? I'm Kobe Chowan here with Craig McCoy, and welcome to our latest Tuesday training, where every week we bring to you a live training from lead gen and AI all the way to business planning and goal setting.
You have the new version and the old version. We collaborate to make it awesome.
If you want to join and jump on the next Tuesday training, join our school platform below. It's completely free. Click the link below, and we'll see you there.
Good morning, everybody. We'll kind of give it some time for everyone to jump in. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Turn on your cameras and say hi to me. Somebody. Hi, Tim. Hi, Cassandra.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, TJ.
TJ's right here. I feel like I'm back in class doing Zoom calls.
All right. I'll just keep admitting these guys in. Give it a couple more minutes, maybe one. And then we'll get after it. As you can see, Kobe changed colors. We have a new Kobe with it.
Dude. Craig, you're gonna get canceled one day.
Kobe changed. Good thing half people missed all that one.
TJ's dying. Oh
all
man.
right, here we go. They're just getting flooded. All right, everybody, we're gonna get going. So thank you all for joining us this morning. I'll keep adding you as you guys come in. So this morning we have Jordan with us. He's going to go over some social media that converts. But before we jump into that, again, like I was saying before, we are in a contact business, and I really want to have you guys every single week touch on what you're going to commit to as an agent. If you're not filling your pipeline, if you're not expanding your network, it's going to be hard to survive in this business. And so, does anybody have any stories or want to have the courage to raise a hand and tell me what they're committing to, what they're doing to expand their pipeline, contacts to conversions to follow up, contacts to conversations to follow up to conversions? Anybody have any goals out there that they want to share? I love the enthusiasm.
I'll go with it.
Yes, thank you.
I've hit two untapped that I haven't done. I've actually got 2 leads from my husband's work, which I have not pursued in a long time because I didn't have a husband for a long time. And then I've
use them.
And then I've got I'm directing my focus towards, like you and I have talked, Craig, the motorcycle world, and just reaching out and letting people know that way. I have a possible lender lead on that one. So using those 2, keep pushing those directions.
Well, thank you for that. And so again, everybody, if you're not adding to your network or your pipeline, having, 10 to 20 conversations every single day, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? You want to get yourself out there, whether it be networking, network marketing, right? That's the world that we're in. Marketing in general. Jordan will go over that here in a second. But every week, I want you guys to really sit down, review what your plan is, what your goals are, what your goal is for contacts this coming week. And again, contacts, conversations, follow-up, conversions, that is the name of our game. So does anybody else have any goals that they want to talk about, any successes, any wins, any questions on any of these different strategies? Sweet. Brenda Lou, you are champion. You're the winner. All right. Well, hearing nothing, we will move on.
Yeah, I think just
I've got something to say.
Oh, yes, go for it. I like this. Interactive.
And I figure I should be using it, and I have it like in my office, we're front and center, but I'm not doing it. So I'm like, maybe if I say it out loud, I'll do it.
Yes.
But I have
accountability.
Yeah. So I have, my goal is 10 conversations per week.
That's way too low, Vanessa.
That's too low. Okay.
Yes, it should be.
I figure
10 a day.
Yeah. So maybe double that, 20.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. You want to do, okay, let's go ahead and do 5 a day. All right. That's 15 a week if you do it 5 days a week.
Okay. Yes.
And
5
that's,
a day.
It's 25.
yeah, whatever that is. That's still too low. I think you should be doing at a minimum 10 a day, if not thinking back 20. Whether, because again, you think about your network and where you want this thing to go, right? Whether it be CPAs, attorneys, divorce attorneys, accountants, financial planners. You have that network out there, and then you have like what Brandon Lou just talked about. You have other, your sphere of influence network.
Yeah.
Just think of different ways you can expand that, make outbound calls, prospecting. So yeah, I mean, I would challenge you to take that 20 a week and make it 20 a day.
Okay. Got it. I'm gonna start. I'm
Does
gonna
that scare
start.
you? That
I'm gonna
scared you, huh?
start. I'm gonna start with 20 a day. And then with that, I have this thing, like what to talk when I make the calls. And so I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's like Form D. So F for family, O
Mhm.
occupation or work, R recreation or like life stuff, and motivation, and then D for dream. So it's like, in case anyone was wondering, like what should I call and say, right?
Nobody got no bald edges no more.
Well, hold on, let me mute some. All
So
right,
what
keep
do you
going.
think
Sorry.
about that? Like using that kind of a structure, like to talk or just go into it with.
Yeah, no, yeah, whatever works for you. That works for me. Like that. I mean, if that makes sense, then use that Form D. Anything at all that just makes outbound calls. If you want to get crazy, I mean, I know there's a whole. I mean, George gonna go over marketing, but if you guys are into making calls on expireds, on for sale by owners, on absentee owners, on notice of default, notice of sale, those are the hardest form of cold calling. But if you want that, again, we are offering, if you text our Krems line, tell us what you guys are looking for in the way of outbound prospecting. We'll help you with that. If you're, kind of going warmer, like you're talking about, Vanessa, then definitely stick with that. But again, it's all about outbound contacts and outreach. And so that's what I'm going to challenge you guys to do for yourselves every week. Just make a number. I know I might be pushing it a little bit at 20, but if you can make it 10 a day,
Yeah, I'm going to start 5 a
yeah.
day.
Okay.
5 a day.
There's your 25 a week.
Yes. Okay.
If my math is correct.
And my other goal also that I've been wanting to do for a long time, because I know that would put like my name, front and center for where I want to, like the community I'm trying to farm, which is the community where I live, is, if anybody wants to use this idea, creating like a Facebook booze fairy page, because I know that was a hit back in my other community.
Did you say booze, like alcohol booze?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so it's like it's called the Booze Fairy group. You create this group on Facebook, right? And essentially everybody fills out a spreadsheet where they put the alcohol they like, the snacks they like, or if it's not alcohol, the drinks, juices, whatever they like. And then it's literally a booze fairy. You just go around, ring the doorbell, leave it there. You're not supposed to be seen. And then if you get booze, then you have to do it to the next person on the list.
Yeah.
I just got that. Yeah.
Okay. Like the tooth fairy, but with alcohol. That's great. Jamie likes it. She's all excited. All right. So, or you can just get really fun with it and then have like your little booze fairy, have it like a, different alcohols around the world, and then actually have your community almost like a booze cruise, right? You just have an open door policy for, you have 10 homes in your neighborhood. Say, hey, everyone pick a theme, and I want you guys to decorate your houses, and we're going to have the community drive around and stop by. I don't know. That might be a little too college, but yeah, again, these ideas are great. Think outside the box. What is it going to take to get you out front and center? Facebook groups are great. If you have movie nights for kids, if you have, you name it, just think about cool things like that. And definitely, Vanessa, that's cool. Go for it. The booze fairy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I kind of had one of the things I had written down was creating a Facebook group or some sort of community, I guess, pivoting to the social media side of being able to offer a community, whether it's buyers, sellers, or other agents that you can connect with. And like Craig said earlier, the main focus kind of is to talk about how we can convert on social media. I know we talk about posting a lot and trying to get yourself out there to build authority online and all that. But at the end of the day, what's the point if you're not converting, right?
Sure.
So
Right.
I think
follow-ups are going to be the biggest thing. I mean, everyone talks about more leads, but getting leads obviously is important, but it's the follow-up. It's the relentless follow-up to ensure that lead doesn't go away, right? So take your time to really do that. And if you guys are looking for ideas on, again, outbound prospecting, open houses are going to be your easiest source of outbound. I was talking to Elisa about this, right? You have your circle prospecting. You can go out and knock doors. You can make phone calls in that neighborhood. You can do kind of you're similar to your Booze Fairy, but have a raffle that everybody wins, right? Do things that is more of a warm, lukewarm outreach, not cold. And so you're inviting people to an open house. Especially for you, Vanessa, if you're wanting to farm your neighborhood, get your name out there by knocking doors, by sitting open houses, making cold calls, and just offer something of value, right? And so again, cold calls are difficult when you're just calling blind, expired or for sale by owners, or whatever the case may be. But when you're calling for a warm, adding value, something that effect, it makes things a little bit easier. You won't get just shut down. Well, you might, but it won't be as bad. They're a little nicer to you. But yeah, so before we jump into Jordan, I want to hit up Bill or Tim and hit our little mortgage minute. I know rates are getting better, so I want to hear about what you guys have to say and go from there.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Here's a really short, quick mortgage rate update. We got good news, actually. We're starting to see even more improvement than we've seen the last couple of weeks, and that's mostly due to soft labor data and kind of weaker retail sales. So what that means is inflation is kind of cooling down, so bonds improve, mortgage rates improve, and that's what we're seeing right now. The big picture and good news is more of a soft landing, meaning this kind of environment that most economists want to see. It's cooling but not crashing. So in this type of cycle, rates don't fall overnight. We're not going to see a big cliff fall down. They kind of grind down slowly but surely, and unless something really shocks the system. So kind of the big headline for buyers and sellers right now is mortgage affordability is at a 4-year high. So between rates coming down from last year, incomes holding steady, buyers are in a better position than they were last year. It doesn't mean homes are cheap, as you guys probably know, but the conditions are meaningfully kind of improved since over the last 4 years. What that means for interest rates right now, so we did go lower than last week. So on a conventional 30-year fixed loan at about a 560 loan amount, say $700,000 purchase price, at no points, we're at 5.99%. With about a 1 point cost or 1% of the loan amount, that's 5.625%. Going over to government loans like FHA, VA, no points, we're at 5.625. And with about 1 point cost, we're at 5.25. So we're down in the low fives. Bottom line, rates are improving. We're in a stable environment. Buyers can't really time the market perfectly. They can always refinance in the future. So find a house they can afford. It's not going to be their forever loan. Maybe it's their forever home, but they can always move down later. If you need help pricing somebody out, whether it's a seller or a buyer, or a seller is not really budging on stuff, Bill and I are here to kind of give you some strategies such as seller concessions, temporary buy downs, and things like that. So give a shot if we can help at all. That's all I got.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim. Bill, do you have anything to add to that?
Sure. Yeah. Just a couple of the what I've been seeing. I priced one out this morning for Jordan Johnson, for a past client of ours, and I've had a few clients recently that are looking at arms. So we're doing a 7-1 arm or a 7-6 arm or a 5-6 arm, which means that the loan is fixed for the first 5 years or fixed for the first 7 years, and then after that it'll adjust every 6 months. So the idea being, if somebody, if we think the rates probably should come down a little bit more, that's what we're hoping anyways. They might have an opportunity to refinance into a 30-year fixed loan within the next 5 to 7 years, or maybe it's a starter home and they don't think they're going to be there for more than 5 to 7 years, so they can get that loan. It's just as safe as having a 30-year fixed loan, but you get a better rate. So the one I priced out this morning, we were at 4.875 on a 5-year arm with less than a point. That's bundle and save pricing, which is better. I think from what Tim read off this morning, it was looking actually a little bit better than that when I was looking at a bundle and save client. So, we're getting there, I can actually send somebody an interest rate that has a 4 in front of it, which is the first time we've had that in quite some time. So So that's exciting. And then the other thing I was going to add to what you were talking about in terms of building your pipeline, I've had a few successes recently by hanging out with my clients. So I got invited to a Christmas party for one of my clients. He's a doctor, his wife's a nurse. I went to that party. Now I've got a new doctor in escrow that I'm working with, who I met at that party on a $2 million house. So that's pretty cool. Another one was a kid's birthday party. I've got a 3-year-old. He's got a 2-year-old. So we went to the birthday party. Same thing. A lot of successful people there. Now we've got play dates with a bunch of all these other new families that we're meeting, and there's other families. So I'm like expanding my network by trying to become better friends with my clients, and then through that you're going to meet their friends, and they're going to be like, oh, Bill helped me buy my house. You should really talk to him. We're really stoked. So the online social media, all that stuff is great, but if you can parlay that into like actually meeting somebody in person, hanging out with them, spending time with them, getting to know them, you're going to get even warmer leads that way.
100%. And yeah, so before we jump into Jordan, my entire career was that. My sphere of influence was my entire career. I mean, my entire foundation, my entire book of business was all my sphere. And, when you're adding to that by networking, however it's going to be to expand that sphere of influence, that's awesome. Because I live in a little boating community, and it was always around partying. So if you like to party, Marketing 101 right there.
Just don't be the drunkest guy at the party.
Just party responsibly. My broker said. All right. Yeah. With that being said, Jordan, jump on in and go over what you're going over.
Yeah, it's a super high level kind of outline here, just talking about converting and making sure that any leads coming through social media are getting touched correctly and that we're able to ultimately convert them into clients. I will agree with Bill that I think having events that you go to and just in-person stuff is equally, if not more important, but I do think that there's still a lot on the table for social media.
And just different, right? There's just different paths. And if you have your online marketing as one, that's great. But again, hold on to your sphere of influence and your networking. Keep that tight. And that's going to be your long-term success. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, yeah, I totally agree. I think same thing with like streams of income, right? Why not restrict yourself to one type of lead? So with social media, I think it's a cheap, almost free way to get yourself out there in front of new people that, you can't touch in person. It's also a good way to grow yourself with authority online. If someone does search you up, that maybe you did meet them in person and maybe they not forgot your name, but they know your name, they didn't get a card or whatever, they can search you up. So I think it's still important to be active on social. It also doesn't take a lot of time to create some high quality content, whether it's on your phone, in your own home. You don't even need a listing to go. You can, make buyer seller content, tips and things like that. So whether it's informational or about yourself, lifestyle content, I think it's important to have call to actions regardless of what the content is. So when you post that video, in the comments, in your copy, in the video itself, at the end, make sure that you have a call to action, whether it's a DM, having someone comment on the video to engage. So if you do get some sort of engagement, a comment, a DM, make sure that you are following up with them, interacting with them. If they comment, start the DM yourself. If it's a listing tour or something like that, and they comment an emoji or this listing is cool, reach out to them, start the conversation with them, send them a DM, and see where they're at in their journey of buying or just interested in the property.
Because this goes back to follow up and being relentless. I know if you listen to Ryan Serhant, he's talked about this at length, and just being relentless and follow up. If they just mention that they're looking for property, get their information. You can put them on a new listing drip pretty easily. Every time a new listing gets popped up in their price range, they get an email, right? So they think that you're on top of it when in fact either your CRM is doing it or the MLS is doing it, whatever. Just try to stay top of mind somehow, some way, with all that. And so, and also Facebook stuff. So if you are in Facebook groups, community groups, whatever they are, if you see comments in there, comment back. If someone comments on your posts, keep, comment to their comment, whatever it is, just keep the comments going, because the more comments you have on your post, the more it's going to stay up or live or in front of people. It's going to get more traction the more comments that you do have. So if you do have comments, keep talking to them.
Yeah, keep the engagement going. I was gonna try to keep this somewhat surface level, but that's a great point. No. With GHL, if you guys really wanted to get into it, we'll set up posts where if someone does comment guide or whatever, it'll instantly send them a DM. So I think that is a good way if you want to start getting kind of into the nitty gritty, is to start implementing GHL, not only for other lead sources, but for social media DM follow-up. It's a really cool tool.
So on there,
hey, Jordan, what are your thoughts on, because I've seen it, I think it's been productive for me, but even sharing other people's posts, because then when I share, like, for instance, our Options for Autism is having a fundraiser, so I'm sharing that and I'm getting people to respond to that. Sharing other people's posts is beneficial.
Good.
Yes,
Totally.
I think so. I think it's no. I think it's not going to do any harm, especially in terms of engagement from the post to your page. I'm not sure if there's a correlation with that, but for people that already follow you, it's obviously going to build up. It shows who you are as a person. Posting on your story as well is good. It's going to bring your profile up. So if there is any engagement there, reposting on your story is going to pop your profile up. So I wouldn't say it's going to be the biggest help, but it's, there's no harm in doing it.
Hey, real quick, real fast, Vanessa, what was that Form D that you mentioned earlier? What'd that stand for? Did she leave? Is she still there?
that's Ninja Training. It's Ford.
Yeah.
Oh, Ford? Oh,
Yeah.
Form or Ford?
Ford
well,
from-
the one. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
The one that I use is Form D. So family, occupation, recreation or life, motivation, and dreams.
Got it. Okay, so on that topic, so
But
Brenda,
what's
so
the
you're
one
talking-
Brenda mentioned?
Yeah. Well, if you're about like reposting something, right? If you're going to stick to that acronym, right, or whatever it's going to be, if you're into charities or into outdoors or into whatever, yeah, share other posts. I would, if you see a post from a competitor, probably wouldn't show that one. Wouldn't share that one. But it doesn't hurt to just show people who you are, what environment that you're in. And definitely when it comes to charities, that's going to be, I think, your most bang for your buck, because you're out there trying to help your community. So if you have something like that, by all means, definitely share those.
Definitely.
That wasn't meant for me. That was for you. Sorry.
No. You answered it better than I would have. So, yeah, I guess kind of moving on to the next topic. Try to give something away. And this is something that Craig has done in the past before. I feel like once you build it out, it's already done, is having a buyer's guide, some sort of free offering that you can put out there. So even if the post that you create is not correlated to, say, a buyer's guide, but you want to create engagement on that post, you can, make a caption that says comment guide down below, and we'll send you out a guide. So I think offering free resources not only is going to, make someone be like, oh, this guy's giving something away for free, but it's also going to create engagement. You can get yourself in the door through a DM that way. And again, you can set that up on GHL to just automatically do it for you.
And if you guys are looking for how to, or what to say in your guys in the guides, or what to send out, Keeping Current Matters is a website that I subscribe to. They're pretty good at different ideas. ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini. If you want to just use AI for whether it be a buyer's guide, seller's guide, they have great content. Problem being, I think with ChatGPT and all these different guides, you're starting to see the same thing, because all these realtors are using AI, the same version, the same prompts. So get creative in your prompting and be more specific, I think, in what you're asking for, and more granular and detailed in those guides. And also review it, like make it your own. Don't just take the AI prompt for what it is. Back to who you guys are and who you want to be. use that for ideas and content ideas, but definitely take it and make it your own, because I think that a lot of this stuff is getting played out. So be careful on what you guys just take blindly from AI. Sorry, go.
It's like the new Wikipedia. You gotta watch what it's actually spitting out.
Because then there's going to be a bot, right? You still want your personality to show through in the stuff that you put out there.
Definitely. Kind of the last thing, I guess, just to wrap it up, is just to make sure that you're having a conversational funnel that goes from your post. Obviously you can post to show that you're present online, but at the end of the day, you want leads. So make sure that you have a funnel that you're able to go from post to, DM or comment, whether that's through GHL and you're outreaching and turning that person into a client. So having your link tree set up, making sure that your video, whether it's in the video or your caption, you're having a call to action, pushing people somewhere.
So on that note, Jordan, so funnels, I mean, how many of you guys out there have actually ever used a funnel, or you guys even know what we're talking about when we say funnel? Anybody? Brindley, you've used a funnel before? And or Jamie?
Oh yeah.
Tell us about that.
It's been a while. I need to get back to it. But it's good. It starts you.
Well, here's why I asked. Let me help you out, because I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I guess my point for asking that is, if you look at like Russell Brunson, or we're starting to use a guy named Wojo, and it's like the whole one to many, right? If you're going to be doing a buyer's webinar or a seller's webinar or a loan webinar or something that you're going to try to sell yourself, or whether it just be an ad for sellers. If a seller comes in wanting to know the value of their house, and it jumps into this funnel and it goes through and tells you about their property, your services, whatever it's going to be, is like now you capture their information into this funnel, which in GHL now goes into their full drip campaign and their follow-up campaign and their whole text, email, phone calls. Like there's so much to these funnels that if you're not up to speed on them, get with Jordan or get with Dylan and really understand how to use these different types of funnels.
Yeah, I mean, I think even more surface level than that. I feel like there's a few different, when I say funnels for social media, I'm just essentially talking about getting someone from your video to either comment or get engaged and get them to your website. Whether you have a landing page on your website that has a form fill that, they fill out your information and you ultimately get their phone number or their email. For the CRM, GHL side, that's a little bit more complex, but that could also be social media. You have direct outreach through GHL, but that could be Meta, Google Ads. That could be like you were saying, where you have a full website built out for webinar. But in this case, if you have it for your listings on your website and you push ads to that, you have a funnel that's bringing people interested that either clicked on something or filled out a form into your CRM, where you can log in to your profile essentially and see your leads.
So if you have a listing video and you want to learn more, right? You have that be the top end of the funnel, right? Just a carousel ad of different photos and learn more about this property. Click here, kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be the top of the funnel. Once they click, they go to maybe a page that they fill out their name, phone number, email, and then you get that lead.
Right.
So that's essentially I don't know if I made that more complicated than it had to be, but it's just funneling from the top where someone sees an ad or your social media down to ultimately getting their phone number.
What's your take on the cost of this stuff? I mean, how much, if you're running a Meta ad, Google ad, what are agents seeing out there? What are they spending per day on these ads? As little or as much as $5, $10, $100
a day, anywhere from $5 a day to $100 a day, just depending on your budget. I think it's more the cost per lead that you want to look out for. With Meta ads are kind of shitty, so I wouldn't want to spend more than a couple of bucks on a Meta ad or a Meta lead. But then Google can be much higher at $20 or $30 or even $50 a lead, we've seen. So,
and that goes to like what people are searching for, because if you're going on YouTube or on Google, you have people actively searching for buying or selling a home, whereas you do a Instagram ad or a Facebook ad, it's going to get in front of a lot of eyes, but they're eyes that aren't buying or selling. And so if you want to be more directed, it's going to cost you more, but it's probably more worth it, I guess. So cost per ad, cost per lead,
Mhm.
cost per deal, look into all that. But the more you do it, the more you're going to have your numbers to fall back on, and start tracking that stuff.
Start tracking it, start optimizing it. I think Michael Hankerson's in here. We've been helping him out with some meta ads for an open house that he does on the weekends. We just did it this past weekend, but we only ran the ad, I think, at $8 a day, I think, just for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then turned off the ad right away. So, you don't have to continuously run it. You can run $25 a week and try to get some leads that way. Michael, I think I went into your meta ads account and saw one ad or one lead in there. I'm not sure if that converted, but
So hey, Nicole. So Nicole's asking, she wants more details on funnels. Does anybody else care about this sort of marketing? If so, we'll continue on and I'll give you a little bit more information on this. Otherwise, I'll just reach out to Nicole directly. If we're boring you, then we'll let you guys free. But if you're into it,
I don't know if you can hear me. Kyle's here.
hey, Kyle.
Definitely interested in funnels. And I have some experience with this as well. And funnels kind of a umbrella term, kind of a generic term, because you can create a funnel out of so many different types of things. I mean, the whole point of a funnel is to capture those leads and then ultimately take them through to a sale, right? And so but to get them into the top of that funnel is to get their contact information so you can start these conversations, right? And so a lot of times, at a very high level, the top of the funnel is offering something for free, typically in exchange for that contact information. So all of us on here are real estate agents. I'm sure you get ads on, if you're scrolling Instagram tonight or something, you'll get an ad for some, I don't know, real estate coach, and he's going to talk about why, you're on this commission roller coaster and how to fix that and blah, blah, blah. Click the free webinar below and you watch this thing, and he talks about, testimonials and case studies about people who were on this commission roller coaster and they implement his plan and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden they're making 50 grand a month. And then, so he's offering all this kind of free information and maybe a few tips, and then he's going to get you to sign up for his course for $1,000 a month. And so that's kind of a funnel in that sense. Another way you can do funnels is through meta ads. I know we were touching on those a second ago. And yeah, people go on Meta, Facebook and Instagram for entertainment. Typically, they're not intentionally searching for real estate. But if you have something on there that stops them from scrolling, catches their attention, it can certainly work, and it can convert. Now, the leads are going to be a lot cheaper on Meta than they are, like you said, on Google or, PPC type thing. But it's a different type of game and a longer term play. And so one quote funnel that I've built out on Facebook ads or meta ads, whatever, they went to Facebook and Instagram, is, my first ad that someone would see is just a generic kind of video about the community and the highlights of the community and how exciting it is to live there and look how much fun this is and so forth. And then where the kind of funnel aspect comes in is that Meta allows you to track everybody who watched that video, what they call a through play. And then so my next ad would be a lead capture ad, because that first one for that video was just what they call a video view ad or a reach ad. Just put this in front of as many eyeballs as you can. And then my next ad would say, okay, whoever watched at least 15 seconds of that first video, now put a lead capture ad in front of them specifically about houses in that neighborhood. Check out this sparkling pool home with 4 bedrooms and a 3-car garage. And then so now, using that quote funnel, I've filtered out all the people who aren't interested in this neighborhood because they didn't watch the whole video. And then now I'm putting lead capture ads in front of people who did express an interest in that video because they watched the whole thing. And then kind of building out a funnel that way is a great way to improve your cost per lead and get more, higher intent leads to come through. And so that's just one example, using meta ads, but you can do it, with webinars, right? If you're doing a home buying webinar, you're offering something for free in exchange for for their information. What's the free thing? This webinar where you're giving them tips and tricks on how to go and be a home buyer in this difficult market and so forth. And, you're offering all that in exchange for their information. So there's so many different ways. Even an open house can be considered a funnel. What are you offering? Come and check out this gorgeous home, free tours, and maybe there's a prize on a raffle, and you're handing out koozies or whatever it is. And then when you get there, remember that Form D or Ford analogy, family, occupation, recreation, dreams, build rapport. And you've offered so much value for what? In exchange for their contact information. And so, like I said, this, at least in my experience, this term funnel is just kind of this very broad term, but you can create a funnel out of so many different types of strategies. And so, anyways, those are a few that I've used.
Lead capture and retargeting, right? I mean, call it what you want. It's about capturing the lead and then nurturing that lead till you get a conversion. So however you do that, whatever you want to do, there's more to it than just that. But again, text either our Krems line or Jordan or Dylan, and they could help you get all these set up, whatever version that you guys want to try to do. And speaking of coaching, I don't know if you guys are bored this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, small little plug. Kobe and I are going to be rolling out an hour-long training in our coaching platform, coaching program. It's called Close It, our Close It community. And so selfishly, we want people there. And so if you guys are around Thursday, we'll send you guys a link.
Heck yeah. We can put that in the school platform. That was something that I wanted to talk about in the beginning is if you guys want to do any CRM website training, social media, and then I think cold outreach through Kobe and Andrew, we have it still all on the calendar in school with all of the links. So we could start you there. If you need anything built out by Dylan or I, we can just jump on a call and then figure out exactly what you want help with.
That's it. I mean, anybody have any questions? Any wants? Any needs? Anything at all? Anything brewing? Thinking? Nothing. Good talk. All right. Thanks for joining in, guys. I'll tell you what I want you guys to do for next week. Again, I'm going to harp on it
real quick, Jordan.
Whoa, go for it. Sorry.
What's the SEO website one on Fridays? That's on the calendar.
I think that's Dylan. He does the SEO website marketing side of it. Here, I'm in school right now. Yes, yeah, that'll be Dylan's support. So you can book it there. I'm not sure exactly what time it is, but I believe it is on Fridays.
Yeah, Friday at 2, it says.
Yeah. So any of the funnel stuff we were talking about, or if you want to set up a simple drip campaign for DM outreach or comments or anything like that, we could either do it on my social media content days, which is Thursdays 10 to 11, and then or Dylan's.
Cool. And then I'm gonna harp on your daily non-negotiables for next week. Whatever plan that you have for yourself, whatever goals that you have for yourself, and your daily non-negotiables. How many contacts did you make? How many conversations did you have? Are you nurturing these leads? Are you following up with these leads? Are you opening escrows? Are you closing escrows? Again, track your numbers. And so when I call blindly on somebody, I want to hear some fun stories. All right. Anyone scared? Someone's scared. Who else? Half the cameras are off. I don't know who's scared. I can't see your eyeballs. All right, guys. That is it. Hear nothing. We'll see you next week.
Good week, guys.